Flyers now could dump in, down in to chases Andrews. Andrews round the net over to Gertson. Gertson gets a turnover there. Andrews now on the attack. Back behind Ginter. Ginter back in our end. Ginter still with the puck, looking to go up the wall. Oh, big hit. Shot Ginter in the numbers. Going to be a penalty on the play. Winslow with the puck over to Gertson, and the whistle goes for the first call of the night. Flyers going on the power play. Draw wins, stride him to O'Brien. O'Brien on the blue, walks Miller. Back to under, down to the corner to Strider. Strider now around the net, over to Rudder, Rudder to Breeder. Breeder walks midboard, still has the puck to Strider. Strider in the middle, shot. Rebound, still loose, shot Strider on net. Strider on the midboard up to Breeder. Breeder back to Strider. On the wall, working to the Strider. Down the ice, clearing by Eastman. Peters out to play it. O'Brien now with the puck. Looking rink wide. O'Brien now circles. O'Brien to Dreger. Dreger now to Rudder. Rudder looking up the wall to Unruh. Unruh now hits O'Brien center ice. Down the ice it goes into the corner. Eastman looking to clear and got it. Too many men flying.
The Eastman Northern Knights would like to thank their platinum sponsors for sponsoring the first period.
That brings us to 4-on-4 now for 1 minute of play in the 18:30 in the first period of play. Cox to Andrews. Andrews now up to Winslow. Turned back by Eastman. Eastman high stick and a whistle on the play. Puck now loose in the corner for Ginter to recover. Ginter in the corner, back up the wall for Andrews. Just missed by Andrews, now turned back around by Eastman. Shot on Peters, save Peters. 18 minutes left in the first, with 30 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Dreger now with a self-chip up the wall. Dreger into the zone. One-on-one battle with Baldwin. Dreger look at the center. Sends it deep for Lashley. Lashley now on puck, on Baldwin. One-on-one behind the net. Gertson into the forecheck. Puck moved up the center ice. And down deep into the Winkler Fly, or into the Pembina Valley Flyers end. Dreger now with a chip behind the net to O'Brien. Penalty kill now on for the Flyers with 1 minute left on the penalty kill. Gertson now circles. Pressure on the 5-on-4. O'Brien up the pressure. Shot. Save Peters. Dreger, O'Brien, Gertson, and Lashnik to kill this. Shot in high by Shrew to the left of the tender, Peters. O'Brien centers, tries to get the puck out, intercepted by Eastman. Gertson now with a stick. Eastman now walking out, save Peters, in tight. Flyers now on the scramble. Shot, whistle, nets off. 12 seconds left in the Flyers penalty kill. Good stop by Peters off the draw. Centering pass to Gillespie. Shot. Peters saved. Juice. $16:30 on the clock, and the play is out of play. Puck is out of play. Draw win by Perrin. Ginter in to recover behind the net. Ginter looking up the wall for Unruh. Perrin into midboard. Unruh now tries to go up the wall to Perrin. Just misses and around the other way to Rudder. Rudder now off the wall and chips out. Perrin in to help out. Whistle gone. 16:06 on the hand pass. All right, puck back in deep. Ginter in to recover. Ginter now behind the net. Gets a hit there by 71. Ginter in the battle in the corner now, working the puck out. Perrin in to help out. Hunter in to help out. Perrin comes out with the puck. Perrin now rink wide to Rudder. Rudder up the wall over the blue. Rudder over the red line now, dumps it back down deep into the Eastman net. Rudder in the court shot. Gets a good angle. Gets a hit on. Gavigan now pokes it loose. Shot on and just wide. Tried it from the corner up to the wall for Andrews. Andrews back to Rudder. Rudder with a quick tap to Gavigan just misses. Gavigan out the clock, off the Friesen. Friesen now back down low. Stride him over the head of Friesen. Looks like it's going to be an ice. 15-17 and our first icing. Eastman with the draw, win the lash again to pressure. Friesen, self-chip by Specklock. In on Peters. Peters now with a nice save on a nice touch try by Specklock. $15:04, Andrews with the draw win down in the corner for Cox. Cox and Andrews now working the puck out, comes up to the point. Back down low. Andrews interception, looking to go wide for Ringo. Gets it by to Gertson. O'Brien now sends that puck deep. Interception by Andrews. Looking deep, cross-ice pass to Ringo. O'Brien with a good stick, takes that puck away with Cox. Cox now, good stick on the puck. Held at midboard. One-on-one battle on the near side. Cox, Skirts, and Andrews. Cox now rink wide to Winslow. Winslow moves that puck to Gertson. Gertson with the speed over the blue line. Gertson holds, shot, just intercepted. Quick shot by Winslow. Chipped on the net. Nice save by Eastman. Down low is Winslow. Winslow on a one-on-one battle on the boards. Winslow with pop, looking, centers to Drieger. Drieger shot on net, just turned away. Gertzen now quick shot on net, blocked by Eastman. Eastman now throwing the puck over the middle to Ginter. Ginter back up the wall. Eastman offside, and a call is made. Montour offside. Draw win by Perrin over to Ginter. Ginter up to Perrin, just off his tape to Rudder. Rudder indirect to Perrin. Perrin with a touch on it, but it looks like they're going to call it an icing. .39 left in the first, score 0-0. Drieger up the wall, rim to Lulashnik, just missed by Lulashnik, now over to Peters. Peters with a big save there on the court, on the short side shot by Eastman. Puck loose, Rudder to Lulashnik over the blue, and they call it offside. Draw in, Eastman back into their end. Rudder on the forecheck, puck's moving up the mid wall. Perrin in the check. Eastman throws that puck out. O'Brien holds the line, walks to Perrin. Perrin now tries to go back down low. Midboard and up the ice to Lulashnik. Lulashnik intercepts. Shot on the blocker's side. Back up to Cox. Cox now walks middle, goes to Rudder, just misses down low for Perrin. Rudder in to help. Perrin now comes out with the puck, bounces it over to Rudder. Rudder with the puck. Now Lulashnik on the back check. Speckle up, takes middle ice, tries to center right across the crease to nowhere. Back around the corner, Eastman shot, save Peters on a low angle shot by Speckle. Rudder now on the red, sends it deep. Eastman out to play it. Flyers on the forecheck, stride him over to for the hit. Just misses. Logan Andrew with a big block. Puck's now midboard with Unruh. Unruh to stride him. Back up the wall. Puck does not come out. O'Brien in the retreat. Peters out to play the puck. O'Brien checking pressure. Gets around it. Sends direct to Unruh. Unruh cross ice to Gavigan. Just misses. Puck back in behind Peters to O'Brien. O'Brien now back up the wall to Unruh. Patch back down in behind Peters. Goal line moving up to the point for Ballgren and comes out. Sent back deep on Peters with a nice save on the low angle shot. Unruh on the wall. With Ballgren now posing, shot tipped by 18 of Eastman with a beautiful save by Peters. Puck now back up to the wall to Ballgren. Ballgren to Thompson. Big stop once again by Peters. That's 3 this shift alone by Peters. .11:01 left in this first period of play. That's Friesen on the wall, bounces her up to Gertzen. Gertzen now over the red, dumps it in deep. Puck's now in the corner for Winslow to recover. Winslow sends to Andrews. Andrews hit the wall, recovers to Gertzen, just misses. Dreger now breaks that play up to Friesen. Friesen over to Winslow, or that's Andrews. Hit by Gertzen. Good stick by Dreger. Left right by True. 10:29 left in the first. Eastman now leading this best of 5 series. 2 games to none. And a 1-0 lead. Rudder in behind the net. Looking. Tries to go low for Milashnik. Still has it. Rudder circling out of that corner. Looking middle. Shot quick by O'Brien. And it looks like we're going to get a hooking call.
Eastman Northern Knights first.
Left in this first period. Flyers on the power plays. O'Brien to Strider. Strider Cox. Nice shot on net. Just deflected off an Eastman play. Back behind the net. Strider Rudder. Rudder to Strider. Strider over the Golden Road. Circles. And there's a trip. There's going to be a trip on the play. Strider got tripped up on that play. Peters out of the net. Oh! O'Brien now with the puck over the red to Rudder. Rudder over the blue. Rudder now going in on the net. Looking, holding. Up the wall to Ginter. Ginter just displays over the blue. Over the red he goes. Regroups the puck over to O'Brien. O'Brien looking to center. Over to Rudder. Rudder over the red line. Now takes the blue into the zone. Rudder around the check. In behind her. In behind Eastman's pressure. Milashnik into the corner. 5-on-3, 9 minutes to go. On the clock, Flyers 5-on-3 in this power play. O'Brien back to Dreger. Dreger looking for traffic. Touch there.
2 minutes for tripping. 10:57. All ready for tripping. 10:57.
Dreger to Winslow. Winslow now with speed over the red. Winslow holds, gets some speed, drops to Andrews. Andrews cross to Gertzen. Gertzen now, quick shot. Oh, just off the glove. O'Brien in for a chase. 5-on-3. Takes that puck back low to Andrews. To Winslow. Winslow to Andrews. Andrews now shot. Oh, just off the blocker again. Close calls here. Back up from Andrews to O'Brien. O'Brien now walking middle. Back to Andrews. Andrews holds mid-wall. Looking. Holds. Shot. Rebound. Save. Two seconds left in the 5-on-3. Dreger to Cox. Cox looks, shoots. Oh, looks like a tip. 1 minute still on the clock. Cox over to Blulashnik. Blulashnik back to Cox. Cox, good pass over to Runner. Runner just to the short side, just knocked off the back to recover. Peters, quick pass up to Runner. Runner chips it over middle ice to Karen. To recover is Blulashnik. Blulashnik turns back, looks up ice to Grieger. Grieger now over the blue, gets that puck deep to Blulashnik. Grieger holding the line into Runner. Runner in the slot shot. Rebound. Save. .22 seconds left in this Flyers power play. O'Brien over to Gertzen, just past him, down into the corner. Back up the wall to O'Brien. O'Brien on the blue, walking middle, over to Gertzen again. Gertzen down to Winslow, tries to cross. Back up to O'Brien, holds that line. Looks like a penalty now coming to the Flyers for head contact. Flyers now on the kill for 1 second. Looks like there's some confusion from the Eastman bench. They only have 3 out. Now we're looking at a 4-on-4 for 1 second. Andrews draw win to Winslow. Winslow up the pressure. Puck down midboard. Back move to the midboard again by Eastman. Eastman shot. Peters save and covers. Let's go Flyers, here we go boys, come on. 6:52 on the clock. O'Brien now holds, fires up the wall to Andrews. Andrews looks to center to Winslow, just misses. Back to the wall goes Eastman. Winslow to recover. Winslow sends that puck deep in behind the net.
Number 16.
Andrews thinks he's going to get first touch here. Andrews first touch of the puck. Now comes up the
Gertzen for head contact. 12:56.
Andrews into Blulashnik with O'Brien and Ginter to kill. Eastman moves that puck low to high, back to the midboard, holds, goes low, misses that pass, now on the opposite side. Back in behind the net, Ginter in to recover with a good stick. Ginter's now putting pressure on Stroup. Good block by O'Brien, and no clear. Puck saved by Peters. Yeah. Two nothing now, Eastman Northern. Shot lost. Shot back to Eastman in the corner pocket. Now we're back in the corner. Cox now, or Friesen now recovers up the wall. He goes. Friesen looking for Gavigan. Turn back loose. In behind the net for Andrew. Andrew up the wall to Unra. Turn back by Eastman. Eastman now on the point. Eastman shot, tip, save Peters, and a freeze. Runner with a good tip off the draw. Goes back in behind the net for Drieger. Drieger with the puck now, moves that puck from Lulasnik just off, no ice. Flyers now with an opportunity here to get on the forecheck. Lulasnik in tight. On that puck comes Lulasnik and Karen. Back to Drieger. Drieger holds that red line, sends it back deep for the forecheck. Eastman gives that puck back to Drieger. Drieger red line and dumps it deep. Giving again the opportunity for the Flyers to get on the forecheck with Rudder in tow. Eastman skates that puck on, kicks to the red line and sends it deep on Peters. He makes a nice stop there. Up and over the. Then it goes to Lulasnik. Lulasnik off the tape and out of the zone. Lulasnik sends that puck up the wall to Lamontagne. Lamontagne, hard shot on net. Peters with a nice glove save and holds it for a freeze. Andrews now with the draw win over to Gertson. Gertson now with a little chip on the wall to Cox. Cox back over to him. Cox with the puck now sends it in wide to Winslow. Winslow looking for Gertson. Quick shot, just misses Gertson's tape on the short side. Back into the corner by Cox. He goes for the Flyers forecheck. Gertson, good pressure on the puck with Andrews. Puck swung up the middle of the ice. To Strew. Strew backhand scores. Now 3-0 here in the first period. Peters out to play the puck, just stops it in behind the net, gets trickled off. Little shot there on the net, deflected by Anders. Peters with the save. Over to Holden now over the blue line. Gets that puck wide. Anders now sends that puck.
Eastman Northern Knights third goal. Scored by number 24, James Drew. The assist to number 91, Nolan Newman. And to number 8, Kudai Montour. Time of the goal, 16:20. Strew from Newman and Montour at 16:20.
Gavigan in tow now. Gets his check on. Gets the puck across the goal line. Holds the middle for Drieger. Drieger tries to slip that puck down deep for Ginter. Ginter over the red now with speed. Ginter shot. Just nice shot off the close side, blocker side. And in back into the corner for Gavigan. Couple chances out for the Flyers in this first. Rudder into the cover. Back up to Drieger. Drieger shot that puck deep to Rudder. Rudder shot at the 5-hole. No rebound. Rudder in to recover that puck in deep from Vlasic. Vlasic shot, rebound sitting in the doorstep. Puck up to Ginter. Ginter sends the puck deep back down for Rudder. Rudder with the recovery to Perrin. Perrin back down in the corner for Rudder. Rudder circling. Puck's loose on the side of the net and a quick whistle for the save by Seaman. Puck down to the far side. Ginter on the one-on-one with Montour. Ginter with a good stick, sends that puck, chips that puck loose to Perrin. Perrin behind the net to Ginter. Newman tries to center. Puck in behind the net for Drieger. Vlasic in the corner to pick that puck up. Tries to center to Perrin. No luck. Perrin now chips that puck out the zone. And the puck now for Ginter. Seems to be on the near side. Vlasic tries to send a rink wide to Rudder, doesn't quite get there. Puck's now on Peters with a save. .110 left in this first period. Flyers down 3-0 in the final match of the best of 5.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Puck's on the mid-board. Coming up is LaMontagne. LaMontagne over the wall. Cox with a good stick. Bumps that thing loose. It gets held at the blue line and back down deep behind them in the Flyer zone. Puck now is in behind for Andrews. Andrews to O'Brien. O'Brien now recovers. Looking to go rink wide to Cox. Back down in behind the Flyers bench and Gerson with a nice hit center ice. Cox moves that puck to Gerson on the tape. Puck rink wide to Winslow. Winslow now with the speed over the blue. Bumps it over to Andrews. Andrews backhands on the net and saved by LaMontagne. .19 seconds into the first left here to play. Flyers down 3-0. Eastman sends that puck out, and it looks like we'll have a call here on Gerson. Looking to hit from behind early in the play. And the game opening for Gerson. Ref is called looks like a 2-minute hit from behind on Gerson. 11 seconds left in the first period. Hawks down 3-0. Eight seconds left. Flyers now on the penalty kill for 2 minutes. Ginter cleared the puck. 148 on the power play left into the second period. Hawks, Flyers down 3-0. in the second period. Now the Flyers, 1:43 left in the penalty kill for the Flyers. Puck's moving up the ice to Newman. Newman across the red line. Pulled in, offside, Eastman. Winslow now off the draw, win by Anders out to the Eastman point shot. Winslow with a nice hit on the blue line. Back in the zone comes Eastman. Eastman looking to go short side. Circles out with a good stick by Breacher, knocking that puck loose on the short side here. Breacher now in a battle on the 2-on-1 between Strew and Baldwin. Strew holds, goes low, past the Golden Road, goes 91. Speckler up to the point. Point comes across to Lamontagne. Lamontagne back mid-board. Strew with the puck. Back down low for Montour. Cross to Gidger. Gidger now. Hard run. Out the puck goes. 49 seconds left on the Flyers penalty kill. Stridham and Lashnik out to kill with O'Brien and Cox. Quick puck moving up the wall by Eastman, and now the puck is cleared by O'Brien. Down the ice, 35 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Flyers. Lashnik now chases behind. Gets Speckler up, coming up with speed. Cox now on the turn. Speckler up, tries to center. O'Brien now clears that puck out of the zone and down the ice. 18 seconds left in the Flyer penalty kill. Eastman now up the wall to the midboard. Stridham with the hit. Puck now to Stewart. Stewart over the blue, drops the Speckler up. Speckler up, centers, nobody home. Stridham sends that puck deep now. 5-on-5 for the Flyers. And it looks like some confusion here. .07 on the clock. Flyers now 5-on-5. We lost it. Over the red, sends that puck deep in behind the tender for Eastman. Eastman recovers, chips the puck up. This cross box now. Speck up. Shot, save Peters. What a save by Peters off the short side on the shoulder. .46 on the clock. Winslow in to recover on the midboard. Winslow chips up to Andrews. Andrews tries to chip out. Puck comes out to Winslow. But just on the blue line, looks like it's going to be an offside for Eastman. Drawing Andrews back to Andrew. Andrew over to Friesen. Friesen looking up the wall to Rudder. Rudder to Andrews. Andrews tries to get it deep. Rudder with the recovery. Rudder now with the puck. Midboard shot. .17 in the second. Now Flyers on the attack with the first goal scored by Rudder to start shoring up the Flyer offense 3-1. Big shot by Montour, turned away by Peters with a beautiful save. Once again, Rudder now up the wall, gets the red with speed over the red, over the blue. Rudder turns back, sends that puck, centers for Andrews, just misses. Eastman now chips that puck out to Ginter. Ginter in the foot battle with Montour. Sends that puck up to Rudder. Rudder back down for Karen. Karen over the blue. Karen shot. Save and release by Eastman.
The assist to number 12, Bryce Eastman. Time, goal.
Stride him with the draw into Elastic. Elastic bumps that puck loose. Up the wall to Perrin. Perrin now holds out of the midboard. Cross ice back to Eastman. Eastman crossing the line. Dreger breaking up that play with Ginter. Perrin now on the midboard. Tries to cross ice to Elastic. Just back on the play by Eastman. Puck's now middle ice. Back down low by Eastman to Dreger. Dreger off the window and out of play. Six, 16:06. We got a player down on the ice. Not quite sure what's going on here. Getting into the midboard for the cover. Down low for Cox. Cox round the net. Off the wall to Elastic. Elastic with the puck over the blue to Stridham. Stridham with speed over the red, over the blue. Stridham shot just picked away. Puck playing loose. O'Brien to recover. Now Cox now with it over the blue. And they call an offside. Really? 15:43 in this second period. Anders now with the puck, gets the blue to Galvigan. Galvigan, cross ice to Unruh. Unruh swings that puck deep for the Galvigan forecheck. Galvigan, hit him, Gav. On puck to O'Brien. O'Brien with the pinch, gets that puck, and it looks like could have circled the ice, but waved off. Cox now, nice little move in the corner. Gets that puck to the midboard. Hit Unruh. Unruh to Cox. Cox off the window. And out with Andrews in the chase. Andrews on the chase with Galvigan. Puck starts getting bumped loose. Cox now again to recover. Sends that puck real deep into the corner. Eastman out to play it. Long lead pass by Eastman. And it's going to be signaled to ice. Stridham now into the recover. Stridham into the low corner. Stridham centers to Winslow. Winslow shot just misses on the right side. Good pressure here by the Flyers. Rudder into the corner with Stridham. Winslow in to get the recovery on the midboard. Puck up the wall to Andrews. Turns into a 2-on-1 for Friesen. Friesen shot by Eastman. It's covered by Friesen. Sends the corner. Stridham with a big hit in the corner. Up to Winslow on the midboard on the near side. Stridham out. Pumps that puck out for Rudder on the forecheck. Rudder on the forecheck with Stridham and Winslow. Looks like we're going to get an ice called. .13 on this clock for the second. Flyers 3-1. Draw in, move to Rudder on the midboard. Rudder pokes that puck loose. 3-on-1 down low here for Eastman. Big save by Peters, cutting post to post. Rudder on the midboard with a battle with Goldwyn. Sticks now high. Shot from the point. Peters with a save. .45 left on this second period with the Hawks in tow, with the Flyers in tow, I should say. Eastman now looking to send that puck rink wide. Anders, Perrin, and Lulashnik now. Puck's in deep. Anders and Perrin on the forecheck. Eastman looking to stretch, gets middle ice. Dreger on the one-on-one with Montreal, turned over to Lulashnik. Lulashnik turns back, sends middle. Picked off by Eastman with a nice poke by Perrin. Perrin now sends that puck out to the right. Back to Dreger. Dreger up the wall, over the blue it goes. Dreger now down deep for Lulashnik and Andrews. Puck now sent rink wide by Eastman with Unra on the hunt. Unra now cross ice to Ginter. Ginter over to Galvigan. Galvigan crosses the blue. Shot on net, saved Eastman. .45 left in the third period. 3-1. Strider now with the recovery. Shot hard on net. Turned away by Lamont. Again by Cox. Just misses. Galvigan in behind the net. Goes Eastman. Eastman freezing the puck behind the net. I'm not sure what the call's going to be here. Hawks now with the draw. Flyers now with the draw winning. Power play going to the Flyers based on the goalie freezing the puck behind the crease. Flyers now looking to break out. Flyers chip to Strider off the wall at the blue. O'Brien and Dreger now trying to collect. Dreger collects. Up the ice he comes with speed. Dreger over the head to Lulashnik. Lulashnik looking, holding shot. Block. Rebound. Loose. On the goal line. Now back up to the top of Dreger. Dreger back over to Lulashnik. Lulashnik to Strider. Strider swings that puck on the net. Under into toe. Eastman now down the ice and out. Peters out to play. Peters up the ice to Dreger. Dreger looking to center to Andrews. Back down the ice comes Eastman. O'Brien for the first touch. Molds up Speckluck. Gets turned around him. Puck gets loose off O'Brien to Andrews. Andrews rink wide to Winslow. Winslow over the blue. Looking, holding. Tries to go to Rudder. Not quite there. Down the ice goes Eastman. 37 seconds left in this Flyers power play. Cox in the recovery. Cox up to Winslow. Over the red, back down low. Winslow now chips over the Rudder. Rudder over the blue. To Andrews. Andrews shot. Rebound in the slot. Down the ice goes Eastman. 16 seconds left in this Flyer power play. Ginter into recover. Puck's down low. Ginter to Rudder. Rudder out of the corner with speed. over the red, Rudder over the blue. Rudder tries to take middle and poke loose. Cox now sends that puck deep, 5-on-5 hockey here in Garson tonight. Puck's moved up the wall to Cox. Cox sends that puck deep, another play. .10:15 left in the second period with the Flyers trailing 3-1 in this best-of-5 series with Eastman up by 2. Puck's now dumped deep. Perrin in to recover the puck. Stratton with a nice hit on the wall. Shot to the point. Block Flyers. Good block by Friesen. Shot, rebound. Peters with a save. Up off the wall by Stratton with Perrin on the forecheck. Stratton now recovers that. Crosses the blue. Looking to hold. Rink wide to Perrin. To Ulashnik. Ulashnik now down deep. Come on, guys. Go after it. O'Brien holds the line. Gets that puck back down deep for Andrews. Andrews looks to go to O'Brien. Broken up by Eastman. Puck's on a 1-on-1 in the corner of Newman. Puck comes out behind the Flyers net. O'Brien and Andrews into pressure. Shot by LaMontagne on Peters, deflected out of play. .8:59 on the clock. Flyers in their end. Puck up to the point. Shot. Nice save. Peters. Rebound. Save Peters. Recovered by Cox. Cox tries to clear, not quite out. Puck back down deep. One-on-one battles happening all over this ice tonight. Under now on the wall. Tries to center to Gavigan. Gavigan over the red. Dumps that puck deep for Andrews. All lines changing. Eastman tries to break out. Winslow with the recovery. Tries to send it deep. Just broken up. Eastman now back down deep. O'Brien recovers. O'Brien to Rudder. Rudder down deep. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien looks to Juju. D to D. Up to Winslow. Winslow cross ice to Rudder. Just off his tape to LaMontagne. Big hit in the corner on the midboard. LaMontagne and Rudder running into one another. Back to Juju. Juju now sends that puck deep just off the net. Puck in behind Eastman's end now. Out it comes on the chip. In low. Tries to center. It comes striding to Rudder. Just doesn't make it there. Juju now back down deep. Flyers now with a little sustained pressure. Eastman trying to clear everything up. Puck's down. Back down deep by Eastman. Speckluck and Ginter now into the corner they go. Puck over to the corner. Peters with the save off the short side by the shot by Balger. Up comes Andrews, moving back down to Rudder over the red with speed. Gets that puck deep for Andrews on the net. Rebound. Andrews is there. Save. 7:18 left. .7:12 on the clock. Ulashnik goes to Perrin. Perrin shot. Puck's just tipped wide. Ulashnik now centers to Friesen. Friesen back to Ulashnik. Down the wall it goes to Andrews. Andrews recovers. Andrews on the sideboard. Perrin takes the hit, makes the play to Andrews. Andrews over the blue. Tries to get wide. Sends Centering pass, nobody home. Down to the ice for Andrew. Andrew with a good battle on the one-on-one. Back to Friesen. Friesen looking off the board to Rashnik. Baldwin gets a shot on the net. Down low. Eastman recovers. Shot! Peters with a nice save there. And again, puck's recovered. Puck's laying flat. Rashnik picks that puck up. Midboard sends it wide to the far side. Shot by Eastman, recovered by Friesen. Friesen moves to Andrew. Andrew tries to go rink wide to Rashnik. Just misses. Montour now with it. Montour for Eastman. Chipped up by Stridham. Stridham with speed. Stridham over the blue line. Stridham holding. Shot. Rebound. Back into the corner. Recovers by Unruh. Stridham now back with the puck. Stridham sends that puck deep for Unruh. Unruh's got time and space. Eastman recovers off the wall. And it's a one-on-one back our way. Puck goes low for Eastman. Eastman looking to go across the golden road. Stridham breaking that puck up. Puck's with a good hit. Now off one of the players on the bench. Whistle. 5:30 left in the second. 5:28 to play in the second period. Flyers trailing 3-1. Puck's now sent back out. Eastman has sent that puck right back in behind the Flyer defense. Back up to Winslow. Winslow breaks that puck. Look at it. Andrews now with a break. Andrews on his forehand shot. Oh, off the save and out of play. 5:05 left. .505 in the second period. Shot comes to the point. Cox now sends that puck deep to Rudder. Rudder centers. Not quite there. Eastman now looking to get that puck out. Everybody going down. O'Brien goes recovery on the red. O'Brien now to Andrews. Just through his feet. And swung to the center. Puck back up to the middle ice. To Baldwin now with the puck. Baldwin now looking to center. Shot. Puck now sent in by the Flyers. 4-1 with 4:26.
Northern Knights' fourth goal, scored unassisted by number 19, Liam Baldwin. Time of goal 15:24. Baldwin unassisted at 15:24.
Eastman goes deep. Oh, Riley Perry with the turnover. Doesn't quite get that puck on the tape. Ulashnik in for the pressure with Stridham and Perrin. Ulashnik now pressing the corners. Down the puck goes. It looks like Eastman's going to get an icing here on this play. 2:38 left to play in the second. Flyers down 4-1. Anders to Ginter. Ginter to Unruh. Unruh over the red, chips to Eastman. Looks like a loose puck for Gavin. Gavin tries to chip over the red, doesn't quite get there. Freezing across the red line to Anders. Anders over the red, takes center ice. Now drives. Gets a cross check off the puck down in below the goal line. Eastman doing a good job of keeping the chips going off our end. Down to Montour. Montour loads, fires, saved by Peters back into the corner. Onra gathers that puck, starts coming over the blue, over the red, puck dump cross. Cross ice dump, fires on a 5-man change. Puck moves up to Montour to O'Brien. O'Brien sends that puck deep in behind Eastman's D. Stridham in to recover. Stridham on the mid-boards to Winslow. To Rudder. Rudder. Zip! Score! 2:35 into the second period left to play. Flyers pulling back into a 2-goal deficit. 4-2. Shot on net comes Eastman. And the puck's whistled down with a save by Peters. Draw win by Flyers. Flyers now back into the corner. O'Brien and Stridham working that puck out. O'Brien brings that puck to Stridham. Puck gets centered to Cox. Cox moves to Rudder. Rudder with the defeated on the blue. Back up to the blue line for Eastman with possession. Eastman centers. Through it.
Resist.
Over to Winslow. Winslow to Rudder. Rudder gets the blue, gets the zone. Shut down deep. Hold! Flyers now with some zone time. Oh, centering pass. Puck's loose. And save Eastman. .144 in the Eastman now tries to clear that puck as hard as they can off the wall. Dreger recovers, strikes the center to Lulashnik. Lulashnik at the blue, sends the puck deep and out of play off of an Eastman player. Get real. 1:27 left in this second period. Ginter to Dreger. Dreger goes right wide for Andrews. Puck now cleared by Eastman. Eastman trying to put the puck down deep in behind the Flyers. Dreger now swings that puck to the red. To the blue goes Eastman back for Ginter. Ginter to Dreger on the D2D. Ginter tape to Lulashnik.
Last minute of play in the second period.
Karen now, middle ice, gains some speed, over the red, gets the blue. Sends that puck deep in behind Eastman. With Stridham on the forecheck. Lulashnik now tries to go middle. With Karen on the forecheck again. Eastman moving that puck up to Chalmers. Over the wall it goes, down back behind Peters. Puck on the puck unneutralized. Ginter with that puck, moves it up the runner. Runner chips it off the blue and on a play by Eastman. 19 seconds left. Seconds left in the second period between the Eastman Northern Knights and the Pembina Valley Central Flyers. Eastman now 4, Pembina Valley Central Flyers 2, ending the second period of play. The Knights, game 3 of 5 with the Knights with a 4-2 lead on the Flyers. Rudder now mid-board, moves that puck up the wall into the blue line. Back down deep goes Eastman. Hit by Logan Andrew there into the corner against Eastman. Big hit there by Bryce Friesen. In the corner, back up the wall to Rudder. Rudder over the red, now down deep. To start the forecheck comes Rudder and Andrews save Eastman. .19:24 left in the second. D2D Ginter to Dreger. Dreger recovers to Lulaszczyk. Lulaszczyk over to Stridham. Stridham across the blue to Perrin. Eastman steers that puck deep. Eastman now into the corner, goes rink wide. Lulaszczyk on the hunt. Again, Eastman rink wide. Perrin on the recovery. Puck gets dumped down deep. Off the window goes Eastman. That's a high stick by Eastman over to Ginter. Ginter to Dreger. Puck moves up the ice. Ginter on Speckluck. Speckluck now backhand shot. Peter saved. .18:38 on the clock. Draw win by Andrews. Andrews up to Gavigan. Gavigan up the wall to the blue line. Andrews now on the forecheck. Eastman sends that puck middle ice. O'Brien recovers over the red. O'Brien now sends that puck cross ice for Andrews. Unra and Gavigan on the forecheck. Eastman moves that puck up to the side wall. Over to Andrews. Andrews back to puck. Spot to Gavigan. And the puck lays at the red. Icing is the call. Chalmers on the offensive. .18 minutes on the clock in the third. Flyers now battling in the corner. Eastman flips that puck out of the zone. Back to Andrews. Andrews sends that puck deep. Eastman now stretched past to Newman. Newman tries to center. Stridham breaks it up with a hit from Rudder. Stridham around the net he goes to Winslow. Winslow down low for Friesen. Friesen walks middle. Holds. Sends the puck to Rudder at the center ice. Tipped by Rudder. Sends it deep. Rudder into forecheck, in behind the net with a hit. Up to Andrew. Andrew now holds the line at the blue and sends it deep. Eastman now swings that puck, mid ice to Andrew. Andrews now on the wall, battling in the one-on-one, trying to get the forecheck down with Lulaszczyk. Looks like we're going to have a call here of some kind, with both referees blowing the whistle there. Some confusion on the call. All two referees blowing the whistle. However, no call made, which is great for the Flyers at this time. Andrews now to recover up in middle ice to Ginter. Ginter to Perrin. Perrin chips middle. Lulaszczyk picks that puck up over the red to Andrews. Andrews across the blue. Still has it. Centers to Lulaszczyk just off the crease. Eastman now chips that puck out to Ginter. Ginter to Dreger on the D2D. Dreger to Perry. Eastman now dumps that puck deep in behind our zone. Ginter centers to Dreger. Dreger to Lashnick. Back to Dreger. Dreger now center rink wide to Perrin. Perrin with a good scan. Sweeps the ice. Down the ice to Stridham. Stridham now on the midboard. Back up the wall to Eastman's point. Below the goal line to Ginter. Stridham recovers. Stridham to Perrin. Perrin rink wide to Dreger. Dreger with a chip and sends it deep. Stridham now, this game, going to the net below Stridham with a big check. Stridham now, big play to Rudder. Rudder turns on that puck. Sends it deep. O'Brien red on the red, sends that puck deep for the forecheck for Winslow. Winslow down the ice to Cox. Cox down blue line, sends the puck out. Eastman just chipping pucks kind of deep, and it looks like it's going to be an offside Eastman.
Sponsor this period.
Big stop by Peters off the draw. Winslow to Andrews on the centering pass. Down it goes. Eastman now just sending pucks middle ice as quick as they can, trying to keep the puck out of their zone. Eastman again back up middle to Andrews. Andrews bumps that puck to Winslow. Winslow takes one in the cage on the way there. Winslow to Cox. Cox back to Winslow. Winslow holding. Across ice to Rudder, just off the tape, and the puck gets sent deep for Eastman. Eastman now looking to stretch, sends that puck right wide over to Newman. Newman now holds at the blue, holding shot on Peters. Peters with a nice save. Cox in to recover. Cox up the wall. Shot by the point on Peters again with a nice save. Cox sends the puck up, another play. 14:49 left in the third. Eastman still with a 2-goal lead. Pair now on the boards. Behind the net. Looking to stretch. Holds to Andrew. Andrew rink wide to the Lashnick. Bumps off the stick. Pair now into recovery. Sends the puck deep. Eastman in their own end. Trying to skate the puck over to Lashnick with a good stick. Breaks that puck up. Andrew with a skate. Andrew holds the red. Andrew gets the puck in deep. Trying to get the Flyers on the forecheck. Andrews starts it off with a good check. Puck on the midboard to Friesen. Friesen in the recover. Friesen to Andrew. Into the corner. Andrew with a good check to Gavigan. Block on the shot. Andrews with the shot block. Down behind the net again goes Eastman. Gavigan in to recover in the corner. To Andrew. Gavigan with Andrews in the corner. Now Andrew in to help out. Andrews and Gavigan in the corner working hard on the near side. The puck comes loose to Andrew. Andrew now D to D over to Unruh. Unruh backhand up to the blue. Back down shot on Peters in the save. Puck back down low by Eastman. Friesen in the recover. Friesen's stick on puck here, looking good. Boys are keeping him on the outside of the ice. Over to Andrews. Andrews flips that puck up and over the red. Puck gets stretched out by Eastman. Spekuluk shot saved by Peters. Over to Rudder on the far side. Rudder's got some speed. Rudder gets through and it looks like a holding call for Eastman. Power play Flyers. 12:44 starts the Flyers power play. Shot on net by Ginter. Steered away by Eastman. All the way down the ice for Ginter. Now behind the net. Circles back. Chips up to Dreger. Dreger. Rink wide to Rutter. Rutter. Cross the red. Gets the blue. Down deep he goes. Rutter now. Oh! Catches an edge. Into the boards. Strides down.
16.
It looks like they're going to call
2 minutes to go.
head contact. I'm going to that even.
At 7:14.
But it's going to even up the play 4-on-4. So a 4-minute penalty called to stride him for a head contact in the corner. Now 4-on-4 play for the next 1:16. Flyers in their own end. 4-on-4 hockey. Puck comes loose to O'Brien. O'Brien in a battle with 19. Puck's in behind the net. Flyers working hard. Puck up to the wall, back to the corner for Shrew. O'Brien and Shrew, puck to the corner, saved by Peters, steered away to the corner. Shot again from the far flank, saved Peters. .48 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Ginter with speed coming up the wall. Ginter over the blue, over the red. Get on the wall. Dreger and Ginter on the blue line. Andrews now Rulasnik with the turnover. Rulasnik goes center. Just off the tape. Andrews now holds. Looking center to Rulasnik. Just off the tape. 17 seconds left on the 4-on-4. And an ice. Seconds left in the 4-on-4 play with the Flyers now poking that puck loose as Runner. Up the wall it goes by Eastman. Eastman in center ice. Dreger now in tow. Dreger with a good stick. Sends that puck over the red. Penalty kill now for the Flyers for the next 2 minutes and 26 seconds. So calls go 2 minutes interference for Eastman and 2 minutes interference for Flyers. Now Eastman, so Flyers still killing the penalty here for 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. 4-2 Eastman. Shrew now with that puck. Dreger pokes it loose. Dreger now trying to get on the forecheck. Locked off the wall.
Further next down, number 4, Adam Chalmers, 2 minutes for interference. None of the penalties, 9:23.
Stretches the Andrews and Shrew, one-on-one. Puck gets dumped in. Andrews sends that puck. 1:37 left in the third. Unruh in behind the net, gives good pressure. Elastic picks it off. Elastic shot. Chip off the wall. Puck's loose. Unruh just misses. Puck now back to the corner. Elastic and Unruh on the penalty kill. 1:15 left in the kill for the Flyers. True shot. Just wide. Rebound. Peters with the save. Net's off. And the whistle blows. 9:23 in the third. .21 left in the third. Flyers now with 1 minute left on this 4-minute penalty kill. Puck's now dumped in. Cox, O'Brien, Andrews, and Perrin out to kill. Cox in the corner in a 1-on-2 battle, doing well. Shot by the short side. Draw with Flyers. Cox clears it. Winslow with speed. Winslow's going to get first touch on this puck. Eastman plays that puck wide. Andrews in for the angle. Dump that by Nicola in behind Eastman's goal line. Up to Spruitt. Spruitt now circles. Back on the midboard. Cox breaks that up. Shot. Save Peters. O'Brien with the hit behind the net and sends that puck wide. Andrews in to recover. Spruitt down low. Eastman now, 4 seconds left on their power play. Quick shot and net's off. 8:15 left to play in the third. Now we're even up, 5-on-5. Here's the numbers on the ice. Dreger in to recover. Dreger now looks for Rudder. Rudder on the outside, has room. Rudder over the red, send that puck deep into the Eastman end. Eastman's goalie's out to play with Elastic in tow. Got him now, recovers that puck, sends it puck deep. Elastic into the corner with Rudder. Up to Gitzer. Gitzer now centers through Elastic, just off the tape. Up the wall it goes for Dreger. Dreger now holds the line, back off the wall, down low for the Elastic on the board. Up the ice it goes back. Now back down the ice, Eastman with the call for icing. .732 left in the third. Flyers now working hard in the offensive end. Winslow now bumps out to Andrews. Andrews to Rudder. Down around the corner it goes. Dreger holding the line. With Andrews now with the recovery. Andrews over the blue with speed. Andrews deeks, looks, holds, centers. Gitzer on the blue, looking, sends that puck down deep for Rudder. Puck gets cleared by Eastman to Dreger. Dreger now back down low. Eastman now looking to get the puck out. Back to Dreger who holds. Dreger now with a nifty move. Centers to Rudder. Rudder looking just off the stick. And icing by Eastman. 6:41. Eastman looking at the clock. Eastman gets that puck out. Cox now turning on the puck. Puck comes out with a chip from Eastman again to center ice. Here now clears that ice down low off the red behind the Eastman goaltender. Ulashnik in the forecheck. Eastman moves that puck up. O'Brien holds. Shot! Just over the goalie's blocker side. Down low it goes again. Eastman icing the puck for the third consecutive time. 6:04 left in the third. Draw in, Winslow with a quick shot. Save Eastman. Friesen now, shot on net, rebound, runner, out. He gets the touch on it and whistle. .5:53 left in the third period. Puck all the way to Friesen. Friesen holds, send it deep for Andrews. Andrews now switching out of the corner, looking for support to Runner. Runner walking, shot, just off the short side. Back to Friesen. Friesen holds that line, sends that puck deep. Again, Friesen on the line, gets it, tries to get it deep again, just off the tape. Andrews up to Runner. Runner over the red. Andrews on the forecheck, puck to center ice. Rudder recovers. Rudder sends a puck cross ice dump. Under now on the hunt. Eastman gets the puck center ice. Stridham holds. Puck to the midboard. Stridham now gets that puck deep. Stridham on the forecheck with Unruh and Gavigan. Unruh breaks that puck up. Tries to center. Dreger holds the line, back to Dreger. Dreger over the red, indirect to Gavigan. Gavigan chips the puck deep with Lamontagne. Gavigan and Lamontagne into the corner. Here comes Stridham. Puck gets held by Ginter. Ginter now sends that puck down deep for Stridham. Stridham sends the puck around and out of play. 4:36 remaining in the third. Eastman dumps the puck all the way down the ice. No icing called. Cox in the recover. Up to Winslow. Winslow chips that puck out. Back down low by Eastman. Eastman signaling offside. Flyers with time. Cox now up the ice to Winslow. Winslow over the blue. Circles back on the red. Touches back middle. Puck now to Cox. Cox bumps to Runner. Runner sends that puck deep for the dump. Andrews now on the forecheck. Chipped by Winslow and out of play by Cox. Draw in, Stridham to Perrin, Perrin to Cox, Cox to Perrin, Perrin to Stridham. Away! Up to Perrin, Perrin now circling back, has puck to Cox. Just off Cox's tape, Cox in the recover, goes B2B, just out of reach of O'Brien, back down low behind the goal line, goes Ulashnik. O'Brien to Ulashnik, Ulashnik to Perrin. Broken up. Stridham now in for the check. Stridham, O'Brien working the corners now. Puck is loose. Stridham again with a nice check. Working harder both. 2 or 3 checks in a row here. Ulashnik comes out with it. Ulashnik over the red, chips wide, Perrin driving down the left 2. Anderson secures, holds shot, chip and out of play.
Score ready for you.
2:52 left in this third period. Rudder holds, goes low for Andrews. Back up the wall, Beecher holds the line. Offside, fires. Whistle now on the draw win, sends that puck deep for Andrews on the forecheck with runner. Eastman now sends that puck up. It looks like the high stick. Way down. 2-on-1 now for Eastman. Eastman, Greener with a great back check and a nice solid hit. Shot St. Peter's.
Pass focus.
2:21 left in this third period. O'Brien now gets the battle, wins the play. Reverses back up to Ulashnik. Ulashnik on the tape, over the red. Stride him, across ice. Sends that puck mid-board to Perrin. Perrin centers. Perrin now back in behind the goal. Nifty bounce, stiff nice save. 1:52 in the third. Cox in to recover. Cox circles. Still has it. Cox moving his feet now. Up ice he goes to Perrin. Perrin chips that puck to the blue. Up the ice with a touch. No icing. In to recover is Cox. Cox to Ulashnik on the midboard. Ulashnik to Andrew on the tape. Puck turned back around by Eastman. Shot on Peters. Saved. 119. Ginter now moving up the wall. Ginter now crosses the red with speed over the blue. Ginter on the backhand, looking shot. Off the post, in behind the goaltender. Ginter sends a beautiful shot.
Last minute play in the third period.
O'Brien back to Grieger. Grieger to Andrews, just off the stick. Andrews recovers and bends that puck deep. Flyers now on the attack. Eastman tries to clear. O'Brien breaks it up to Grieger. Grieger to Unruh. Sends that puck deep again. Andrews now on the forecheck. Eastman sends a puck up the wall. 2 Flyers in the recover. Puck up to O'Brien. O'Brien right to the middle. Shot. Rebound. Save Eastman. 25 seconds. Shot. Fires reaching for the point. Right on the net. Again, turnover. Shot. Shot. Blocker side. Big save by Eastman. Fires now with tons of pressure. Eastman from the puck deep for an ice. 10 seconds left.